If Joe Biden believes that allowing more people into this country, regardless of this cap, all he has to do is sign an executive order stating, for national security reasons, we need more people in this country. What do you think Joe Biden's going to do? The arsonist is going to light another match. That's what he's going to do. Oh, it's the toughest bill we've ever seen. No, it's not. It enshrines what's been taking place. It's a disaster. So they put together this bill, and Biden's out there lying about it. It's the strictest bill ever. The strictest bill ever was presented to Congress in the summer under Kevin McCarthy, H.R. 2, which would have locked down the border. The Senate wouldn't even take it up after the Republicans in the House passed it. Joe Biden has the power today to secure the border, just as he had the power to open the border. Everybody knows this. The media know it. The Democrats know it. Biden knows it. Everybody knows it. But he claims he can't. And so on radio the other night, I made a challenge to Biden, $1 million. I'll use American dollars. He can use his Chinese dollars. That he has the power to begin immediately to secure that border without another piece of legislation. So first of all, the legislation doesn't do that. Well, 5,000 limit. As soon as that happens, he can announce an emergency and shut down the border. No, he can't. It has multiple loopholes, including the fact that they have to come through the port of entry. So now they'll be rubber stamping them through the port of entry, just like that. Okay. And who's rubber stamping? We used to have administrative law judges who were bad enough, who were leftists, who would determine if somebody has a refugee status. You know what they do in this bill? No. We have immigration administrators. They will decide if somebody has refugee status. They are all leftist bureaucrats. Leftist bureaucrats. Now, what happens if you have refugee status? Anybody know? You're immediately allowed to get work. It used to be you have to wait 6 months. Now you don't have to wait at all under this bill. That's number one. Number two, you immediately get a green card. That gives you legal protection. Number three, within 4 years of getting a green card, guess what happens? You get citizenship. Bureaucrats. This is the most secure damn border we'll ever have. And I want you to think about this. Chain migration, after they get citizenship, birth citizenship, birthright citizenship. So you look at these numbers today and you need to multiply them by 3, 4, 5, and at some point 10. You have 10 million people here illegally. They get on the track for green cards, refugee status because some bureaucrat said so. The Border Patrol, the union came out and said, we support this. Really stupid. Chamber of Commerce, they cite the Chamber of Commerce. You notice the left cites things like the Chamber of Commerce when the Chamber of Commerce does what they want them to do. Otherwise, the damn Chamber of Commerce. Oh, we love the Chamber of Commerce. Chamber of Commerce has gone woke. It went woke a long time ago. It represents the corporatists. It doesn't represent free enterprise or entrepreneurship or small business. Small business has their own organization. These are the globalists. These are the corporatists. These are the people who do not believe in our borders, and many of them use illegal immigration. So the Chamber of Commerce is a disgusting disgrace. And as a matter of fact, the last 2 election cycles, it was funding a lot of Democrat campaigns. So it's not what it used to be, and we shouldn't be supporting it. And the fact that the left cites it should tell you all that you need to know. What else does this bill do? And by the way, if Joe Biden believes that allowing more people into this country, regardless of this cap, all he has to do is sign an executive order stating, for national security reasons, we need more people in this country. What do you think Joe Biden's going to do? The arsonist is going to light another match. That's what he's going to do. Oh, it's the toughest bill we've ever seen. No, it's not. It enshrines what's been taking place. It's a disaster. Now, let's talk about the motives real fast, and then I want to move on to something related to it. Let's talk about the motives real fast. If you're serious about securing the border, why would you, in this bill, stuck in this bill, over 300 pages, you don't need 300 pages of laws to secure the border. I have a 6-word law. You ready for this? Biden shall enforce existing immigration laws. 6. That's it. It's not even 1 page. 1 sentence. Barely a sentence. 6 words. It's that simple. In this bill, all jurisdiction for any immigration issues, whether it's litigation, whether it's policy, whether the government is sued, would be pulled from all the districts all over the country, out of Texas, out of New Mexico, out of Arizona, out of California, and all be centralized in Washington, D.C. The only jurisdiction that would have any authority over immigration matters of any kind will be the radical left-wing judges that populate the courts in Washington, D.C., the federal district judges, and that circuit court that continues to rule against Trump and is an outrageously left-wing Democrat Party hack court. That court was expanded when Obama was president and Harry Reid was the majority leader in the Senate. They added seats to that court, and then they added Democrat operatives to that court. It's the new Ninth Circuit. Even the Ninth Circuit pales in comparison for the left to the D.C. Circuit, where all these cases involving government, involving separation of powers, and they're saying, let's move all the immigration issues here. Doesn't that tell you their motives right there? Of course it does. Of course it does. Not one penny for a wall. But Mark, there's money in there for the wall, says this fool Lankford. Deer in the headlights, Lankford. What it says in the, I've read this. It was painstaking as hell. Who else has read it? They go, oh, I read it. No, you didn't. These media people are liars. They don't even have an IQ to read this stuff. This stuff is so filled with legalese. It makes the Internal Revenue Code look like, a book on Pinocchio. It's just ridiculous. And they have little language in there, and you gotta mark it, you gotta follow it, you gotta track it, which is what I was doing. I mean, it literally took me 3 days, starting Sunday night, to work my way through this thing. It's horrendous. I had to do it online. But you should see my notes on this thing. At some point I stopped. With 50 pages to go, I said, I've read enough. I don't need to read anymore. It's like the part. Over 5,000, he can emerge. And then you go to the next page, a little line, but he has the power to suspend the whole thing. Okay? Then you find stuck somewhere the jurisdiction issue. So, wow. Then you find that the administrative law judges have their authority removed, and I said they're baiting on it. It's handed out to tens of thousands of bureaucrats who are on the site. Okay, refugee, 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 refugee. And you know what the standard is? In the statute that they're writing. It's not actual evidence. It's an interview, and the person makes a determination about the earnestness and seriousness of the person who's bringing the claim. They don't have to have any documents. They don't have to show any scars, nothing. Now, what do you think's going to happen? That's the toughest border patrol. And you know what? We would have had this legislation to protect America, but for Trump and MAGA. But for Trump and MAGA, we would have had this thing, would have been the greatest law since laws are written. Let's say it is. Let's say it's the Magna Carta. Let's say it's a brand new constitution. Let's say it is whatever they say it is. Well, why would Biden comply with it? If this really locks down the border, why would Biden comply with a bill or sign a bill that locks down the border when he's the guy who unlocked it? Does this make any sense to anybody? Yes. To the lying filth in the media and the Democrat Party propagandists who are destroying this country. And so you're going to see ads like Joe Biden saying, but for the Republicans, and Trump told them not to do this, and Trump. So if you earnestly oppose this bill, it's because Trump told you to oppose it. Okay, well, who told them to support it? Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, and Biden. Anti-MAGA, that is anti-Make America Great Again.
Want to see more? Sign up for Levin TV.